G'day and welcome to City Skylines. We're back in Amity Bay, a modded Let's Play series. In this video... Oh, actually, hold on. We don't need to do that because we are live from Amity Bay for the very first time. Our first live stream, which had a few technical difficulties there, but we got there in the end. Can everybody hear me okay? Let's jump into the city. Thanks, No Mercy, I really appreciate it. Not sure what happened there, but we are good. Thank you so much, chat. Hello, BL, how you doing? Hey, No Mercy, hey, Chris. We've got Jacka, how you doing? Thanks so much for joining us. We've even got Joy Builds Cities. Hello, Joy. So good to see everybody. I'm super excited for this live stream. As I said, it's the first one, so welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Honestly, has everybody had a good week so far? I'm so glad it's Friday. I don't know about you. Excited for the weekend ahead. Yes, exactly, Chris. TGIF, absolutely. So let's play some City Skylines. Now, before we start, does anybody have any areas you want to see in the city? I know sometimes in the videos it's really hard to see how it kind of all fits together. So I try and do overheads and I try and do wide angles as much as I can. But, you know, let me know in chat if there's anything or something you specifically want to see before we start to build. Yeah, a stressful week for you, Jacka. I'm sure you're glad the weekend is here, even if it's super busy. Absolutely, exactly, Joy. Friday. Hey, Shake Stars, how you doing, buddy? Oh, I know what you mean, Jacka. Public transport. It's good in City Skylines, but not so much in real life. Hey, Jax, how you doing? Great to see you. The chat is jumping. Thanks so much everybody for joining. I really appreciate it. You want to see some of my favorite areas? Right, let's jump out of here. And I'll turn on some lights, as I say, so we can actually see. Here we go. Let's just change the sun position. We can actually see, and we'll zoom around. So this would have been the 25th episode, which I also can't quite believe. It's a little bit crazy to think, yeah, that the city started off just what you're looking at here. This down here, if I zoom in, jump a game. This was our kind of starting tile here. So we had like a trumpet interchange here, and we had this highway extension, and basically just literally started with this kind of square that you can see here. And away we went from there, and this little commercial strip down here, which seems absolutely rammed with cars in the parking lot here. We started there, and then for the second episode we did this industrial build over the back. So if I jump out, you can actually see, so this is the Williams Industrial Complex. And the lore there was the Williams family were the founders of the city. So or the company had a huge part in the city originally, and the Parker family were part of that. Hence the original farm that we built here was named after the Parker family. We had Bobby, who was the farm worker, or who owned the farm, and he had some shady dealings. He was selling off, if we zoom in here, this is quite funny, he was selling off advertising space on the farm. So hey Greg, how you doing? Oh wow, thank you so much. It's your first time in one of my live streams, and it's my first time live streaming, so there we go. Awesome, so good to see you. Thanks so much for joining in. So yeah, it's really taken shape. There's so much jumping game again. There's so much that we're built out over here, and not just this kind of suburban build. We kind of extended out to Bridgewater, which was the kind of first island that we took over, and then some really cool regional builds. I really love this one, Clayton. So one of my subscribers named this tiny little village, and this village, I love that. We've just got an abandoned building here. My OCD isn't going to let that fly, so let's just... all good. And we'll quickly move on. Hey Sparks, how you doing? So good to see you. Thanks for joining the live stream. Oh, that's a great question, Joy. Where would I live in the city? It's a tough question because I really like these kind of regional parts. It's nice and quiet, and I'm obsessed with putting as much trees as I can in to kind of make it all kind of cushioned from noise. And even in my kind of suburb build, like the original part of the map, this had a lot of trees, so I've kind of tried to, I guess, pay homage to that and leave a lot in here. But I can't deny that if I lived up here and had that view, I would not complain. I'm not going to lie. I think living on top of one of these, in one of these buildings on the waterfront here would be pretty special. Oh, Jacket says, clearly the island. You want to live on Bridgewater. It's pretty good, actually. It's got some pretty cool beachfront. It's really cool. I love this little roundabout with the sailing boats in it. Oop. If I can try and get it without palm trees. So cool. Awesome. So yeah, it's really come a long way, and the thing is, I love that, you know, people like yourselves and subscribers have commented and suggested parts to kind of build in the city, and places like this. Angelo Janjek, one of my subscribers, wanted to see kind of a festival area, so we have this whole area named after Angelo. And just I've done that kind of throughout the city where suggestions have come in, and it just, I don't know, just it's the first time I've built a city, and it's not just, I guess, all about me and all about, you know, the videos that I'm putting up. It's all about the community, and that's so important to me because we just have the best City Skylines community. You just can't beat it. There's nothing else that is like our City Skylines community, as you will all know in the chat, I'm sure. I don't need to tell you. So yes, Drac out, there's hotels there. Let's have a look. There's one down here. I've kind of dotted them about. This one here will look popularity rating 96, so we're not doing too bad there. Almost perfect, but it's absolutely raking in the profit, which is really good. So that's Bridgewater Hotel. And I've kind of dotted a few about what I quite like to do is when we expand out onto these islands, which will be coming up soon. I know we're leading into City Skylines too, so I really want to build out the downtown, which will be over here. I'm excited to kind of plan that out and do that in the videos, and possibly live streams as well, if there's appetite for that. And I'm excited to kind of build out here as well, because there's really cool hotels that, you know, I think we can use on the waterfront, and maybe have like a hotel and casino build or something like that, which would be really good. Yeah, that's right, Greg. Yeah, the forestry area is such a cool area. I love this. And I've even put tree stumps in here, which was a suggestion by one of my subscribers as well. Kind of come back, put tree stumps in there, so it looks like they're logging it as well. So, which is really cool. Yeah, did the sailboats get there in the last hurricane? Probably. This is like it's almost like a tropical map. It's got palm trees dotted about, so possibly. Right. So let's get building. Let's get stuck in. If you have any suggestions or you want to suggest anything in the comments, please go right ahead. It's interactive, as you know, that's what the stream's all about. But yeah, and as we go along, as I said, just let me know if the audio levels are fine, the music's okay, and let's get to it. So I really want to put in a botanical build or botanical garden type build in this live stream. And I've kind of gone ahead and placed some of the assets I want to use in and about, just to kind of see if they fitted in the space. I think I'm really guilty of starting off a build and then it growing arms and legs and becoming an enormous thing. So I've tried to kind of set myself a boundary for my first live stream, so we're not all sitting here at 2 a.m. in the morning my time. So let's just keep it kind of in this area and we'll see how we go. So I've kind of laid out some assets. These ones here, and my kind of idea, I guess, was, you know, like some of the botanical gardens that I visited in the UK where I live, they tend to have kind of sections. So over here can be like our Asian section, over here is Africa with our African miniature assets. I love this one, the monument here, and this is a cracker over here as well, Korean style temple. I just love it. So I figured we could keep it European in the middle. These assets here, the Victorian Palm House, they're just gorgeous. And actually, if I zoom in, I mean, besides the fact they're stunning, if you zoom in, you can actually see it's like all the people inside. I love that. It's so cool. Yes, Joy, the new Botanical Museum we just got. Honestly, we've got so much content, and I think as I've kind of grown my city, more and more of the DLCs have dropped. So, you know, I'm just almost spoiled for choice with, you know, what can I use next? What can I do? Hey, Jazz Create, so good to see you. Thanks for joining the stream. How you doing? Oh, yeah, I love botanical gardens. I visit them in real life. I have one, I'm lucky, I have one sort of about 20 minutes away from where I live. But in the UK where I live, we have Kew Gardens, and we have so many sort of royal gardens and things like that. We're so spoilt for choice up and down the whole UK. So yeah, I kind of wanted to kind of take all of that and meld it into this build today. And I've kind of laid out the assets, as I said, you know, so that, you know, this isn't like a 9-hour stream, because I do get carried away with building. I love it, and especially detailing as well. Honestly, I could sit here and do it for hours, but let's get stuck in, shall we, and actually start. And as I said, just keep that chat jumping. And if I miss anything, I'm guilty of not being very good at multitasking, so just shout out. Alrighty. So I think where we should start is probably, I have these really cool, so this asset here, if I just click on it, is a great asset that I got from the workshop just this afternoon, and it's a Chinese scholar's garden. And because we're kind of doing an Asian vibe over here, I just love this. It's got Mr. Mason trees in it, and you can see there's people in it already. It's just stunning. I've always been a fan of the Japanese garden over here as well, and I just kind of wanted something to kind of bulk this out and kind of build out. And what I thought we could do is we could use some of the walls that come with it and kind of just turn Anarchy on here. Let's just build this out here. And kind of just divide it up. So that's what I kind of do. I mean, you know, everybody's got a different style, and I think, you know, the way that I used to build this, I just would cram so much in to such a kind of small space. But, you know, I guess the more and more you play and the more you practice and things like that, you realize that, you know, you don't have to cram everything in. And I think probably Joy's a good one, you know, watching some of Joy's videos, and she's great at like green spaces and parks and things like that. And so, yeah, I try and do the same kind of thing in my builds, not trying to cram everything in, just trying to give stuff room to breathe almost is kind of like the expression that I would use. So yeah, and that's the kind of idea that we're going for here. And I think, you know, these walls that come with this asset are so cool. I just love the way they look. So yeah, and just the other thing I do too is I'm always getting down low and looking around. What does it look like, and how does that kind of fit in, and what does it look like from ground level? And I think that makes such a difference. you know, what are people seeing, I guess, and kind of like, I guess that inspires me to build places that I would want to visit in real life, and that's kind of how I approach my build. What about yourselves in chat? How do you kind of approach your builds? Yes, Greg, less is more, absolutely. And it took me a long time to learn that. I was so guilty of doing that when I first used to, you know, before I started my content creation journey. I'd built these cities and just everything was kind of packed in. So this asset has a stone path, which I really want to use as well. It's not going to be walkable, but that's okay. I think it looks good. And sometimes that's, you know, that's okay. And what we can do is we can bring it around here and give it, instead of doing a kind of straight, we can kind of meander like that. And then if we swing around this side, we can do the same thing. What we might do is just bring this one straight out. So I've set the park up already with gates and everything like that. And what I've done with these assets here is they actually require a road. So the temple and the Korean style temple, that unfortunately they actually do require a road. And I guess that the issue for me there is I really want this to sit in the middle of the botanical garden. I want that kind of flexibility. So what we can do is, this is an asset from the workshop and Chameleon TBN, and they're paths, but they act as a road. And then what I do is I jump over here and I get the vehicle restrictions in Traffic Manager, and I turn off like cars, buses, lorries and trucks and taxis and things to try and avoid, I mean, it doesn't always work. So every now and again you'll see a car, you know, pocket cars appearing. But what it gives us that kind of path vibe, which I want, but also services that, you know, fact that it needs a road, and you know, and then we can use the asset in any way we want to use it. And I guess that's why my style is, I say lightly modded. I don't mod, you know, really like excessively. I admire people who do. They just look so fantastic. Some people's creations and some content creators are just amazing what they do. But I kind of do that middle ground between, you know, taking it a bit further than vanilla, maybe with a couple of assets, and then things like that to be able to have that flexibility. Yeah, I will probably get garbage issues, you're right, Tracker. In fact, what will happen is if I unpause that, we can see. That's actually just cars. I was going to say, oh, here's a, no, it's just a ute. You'll actually see garbage trucks drive up and drive back. That can't be prevented, unfortunately, but it's fine. We just use our imagination, as I always say. Hey, David, how you doing? Hey, oh, that's okay. Thank you so much for dropping in. David's one of my subscribers and always commenting on my videos. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's so good to have you here. Thank you. Even if you can't stay for long, I really appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. So you can watch the finished product, David, and hopefully it meets your expectations when we're done. So so back to our build over here. So I've kind of like done a boundary there, and I think what we should do is we should come in with the absolute master tree maker in City Skylines, Mr. Mason. What did we do before Mr. Mason trees? You know, it's like I can't imagine a time before Mr. Mason trees. I just think they're so fantastic. And what another thing that I do, kind of like, not that I'm sitting here sort of trying to do a tutorial or tips or anything like that, but what I try and do is I try and look at my assets and think, okay, what's this got and what can I kind of extend out? So if we're kind of, you know, making this area with an Asian style feel, what can we do? So a handy tip is using Bob, jumping over here, and we can see, okay, there's a weeping willow. We then jump over here. I know that Mr. Mason does those, so here we are. That's a silver version. There we go. And then just grabbing those and just plopping those around and just almost, again, less is more, not going too crazy. I do want to build up a little bit. I think, you know, I looked at, as I said, kind of like places like Kew Gardens for inspiration. And what I found fascinating was that, you know, it wasn't rammed. There was actually green spaces. So that's going to be my challenge in this stream, is to leave some green spaces as we go. Try not to fill everything up. But I think we want enough as well to kind of feel like, you know, it's a place you could kind of immerse yourself. So if we go back to this stone path, actually, we could pull this out here too and have it come through here. Just twist it around. Yeah, jacket. We'll maybe just use our imagination if weeping willows need water around them. What I do plan to do, and it's probably risky on a live stream, is I'm going to put water in here as well. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Greg, it's nice, isn't it? It's like a stone path. It's such a great asset. I can really see myself using that in other places of the city as well. But it just gives that kind of feel. It's a shame that it's not walkable. I think we could probably run, sometimes what I've done previously is run a gravel path. If we turn off snapping and say run it like that, and then just use surface painter and take it back out again, and then what you can do is people will actually walk on that if it goes somewhere, obviously. But I think probably for this stream we'll just leave it. I might come in later and do that, actually, see if we can get them walking around these kind of areas. But so yeah, but it's such a great asset, that stone path. It's really, really cool. So let's go in with some more trees, just clumps like this. I think will look really cool. And these are Acer trees or Japanese maples, and they're so nice. They're so detailed when you get up close to them. I just love the colors as well. Let's jump back. Pop those around as well, just so we can light it up with some color. And it's probably the wrong biome for them, but I always find in botanical gardens it gives us more free range, because I know the botanical garden that's near my house, they have all these different biomes, which is really cool, like a desert one and a tropical one. So they obviously have kind of flora and fauna that doesn't kind of grow, you know, in this area where I live, because it can be quite cold. So yeah, it's a good opportunity to see different plants from around the world. So we're kind of going to go with that for this one as well, and just kind of build it out. I don't want to go too crazy, as I said, around these, because I mean, this temple is stunning. So I kind of, you know, as we get across here, I don't want to block the view too much. I want to kind of leave it so that we can see through as we kind of like walk around, but so that, you know, we've got places in there where you just get a peek and you go, ooh, cool, I want to go over to that place, or, you know, something like that. So that's the kind of idea. That's the thought process anyway. Let's see how we go. I didn't know that, actually, Greg. I didn't realize they do that. They're always buzzing about. There's one on screen just now. They're always buzzing about, but I didn't actually know they did that. It's like a little Easter egg that I never knew existed. There you go. You're so right, Spuds. We've got a license to do almost anything, don't we? It's so true. So I think there's a green version of this, and I think we'll go in with that too. And then I will say fast forward, rain it in after that. and we'll go in with some undergrowth and just really bring it. I love these trees. So good. So good. Right, let's see. So again, I'm just using vanilla undergrowth because, to be honest with you, I've got all these. I am guilty of downloading assets that I never kind of use from the workshop. I don't know if anybody else does that. But I tend to download all these assets, and I've got some cracking kind of like undergrowth and things like that. But sometimes, you know, like just the vanilla is good enough, honestly. When I recently did the Skylines 6 summer vacation build, which was just so much fun, and that was just a couple of mods that we used, like Move It and such like, but it was pretty much no assets. It was all vanilla, and honestly, it was the first time in about 18 months I think I've only been using mods for about 18 months, and it was the first time that I'd kind of had to kind of take a step back, wasn't using assets from the workshop, and honestly I just really almost kind of at the risk of sounding sort of soppy, I fell in love with the vanilla game again. Honestly, it was so much fun, and it was a real kind of challenge in a good way to be constrained in that way. So to really think, okay, what can I do with what I've got, and then using Find It, which we had, which I'm grateful for, to find those assets and or you know those props, and really just bring an area to life and detail it. And so I figured that's kind of like my nod. I know this is we've got a few assets in this city, but this is kind of my nod to that, I guess, to use that kind of undergrowth, because I want to leave parts of this green and, you know, with just grass, but I think sometimes it can also look a little bit bare. So if we come in with some undergrowth like that, I think it looks really good. Occasionally we can put in bits and pieces like that, maybe a bigger piece here and there. Actually, just might move that tree out of the way. Yeah, looking good. Is it really great? Yeah, 1,000. It's interesting, isn't it? You know, how it can make such a difference. I mean, it depends what they are. And again, it depends how many mods obviously you're using as well. But, you know, I mean, I'm guilty. I've got about probably 3,000, and I reckon I probably don't even use 2/3 of those. So I really must unsubscribe to them. It's crazy what you accumulate. I think I almost say Steam Workshop shopping and go, oh yeah, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. But what I try and do is, so for example, like a build like I'm doing now, I knew that we were going to do this botanical garden. That's what I wanted to do today. So I figured that asset there, which is gorgeous, that asset there, so that's only 2, right? So I figure, and basically what I did was also add the walls and things like that. So actually technically it's probably about 20, and that's how it adds up. So yeah, but I try and do it that way, and then I guess I'm kind of less inclined to use or accumulate assets that I'm really not using, but I am guilty of that, definitely. I think what we could do is, this is crying out for a wall as well. Let's see. I just think to separate it, actually, let's just grab that. Do it this way. And we'll go this way. But yeah, I mean, in terms of mods and things like that, Move It. Oh, honestly. Yes, Move It and Find It. I mean, there's more than that. I probably can't do without like about probably 20, I guess. But I love what Chris is saying. In his family, he's the IT support. I love it. So whenever there's Wi-Fi problems or computer problems, Chris, you're on the hook. Is that right? Oh, absolutely no mercy. Workshop shopping, honestly. I used to be really bad, but yeah, I think I've hopefully managed to pare it back a little bit. I say that with 3,000, so maybe not quite enough. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yes, absolutely. Like a kid in a sweet shop. You are so right, Spuds. And then it's, sometimes depending what the asset is, it's not like it's just one asset. As kind of like I said with these ones, there's maybe some other things that go along with it. Oh, okay, the walls, I'll get the walls. Oh, yeah, that looks good. I'll get the trees that go with it. I'll get this and I'll get that. And then all of a sudden, we're in trouble. So again, using these vanilla assets, and I don't think I've used this jargon anywhere. Can we get away with more than one? Let's see what it looks like, chat. Probably. I mean, granted they're facing the wrong way, so we'll do something about that. The problem is that my OCD, this isn't lining up properly, and so what I would probably do off camera is spend a lot of time fixing that. But let's just put him here and say that's okay. That's all right. Fast forward. Thanks, Greg. He says perfect. Yeah, they look so good. I love this asset. It's so good. Cool, so we've got this looking good. I'm happy with how that looks. I think I know what we could do here. Let's put some lanterns. Hey Flybox, how you doing? Sorry if you joined before and I've only just noticed that, my friend. I'm multitasking, probably badly to be fair. Thanks so much, Satisfied Steven, I really appreciate it. How are you all doing? Yeah, I must say, I was giggling to myself before I started this live stream because I thought, honestly, fast forward, you're not the best multitasker in the world. So keeping one eye on chat, one eye on actually what we're building here, it's a, that's an acquired talent. That's not something that I do every day. So awesome. I think actually what we could do is we could probably, you cannot go wrong with a cherry blossom. That and a jacaranda, I reckon, are probably like some of my favorite trees. I think just because there's such a pop of color. Hey, thanks Greg and City Spice Steven, really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks Flybox, it's going really good so far. I mean, we'll turn our attention to chat and they can validate that or not validate that, to be fair. Hey Ote, how you doing? Thanks for joining, really good to see you. So yeah, I think some cherry blossoms at just at the kind of entrance gates, just at this kind of area. So if you're coming in these park entrances, you're coming specifically obviously to see this part first. So it kind of gives us that really nice. I think what we could do, I think probably putting them throughout here is pushing it, but how do we feel about jacarandas, chat? Are we on board with jacarandas? Maybe just a few. Thank you so much, Flyvox. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Likes, comments, engagement is always appreciated. So thank you so much. Honestly, it makes the algorithm, the lord of the algorithm, happy. Yes, Joy. What's your favorite tree, Joy? Yeah, just a few, Greg. I think use them sparingly. I think we could definitely go overboard. It's a nice pop of colour, but I think we've got the maroon and sort of orange flame coloured aces as well. So all of them, it's so funny, Joy. That's so true. I'm the same. I really, you know, when somebody says, what's your favourite tree? Like, I don't know if I can pick one. I love colourful trees like a jacaranda. Palms, I love a palm. I think because where I live as well, we don't have palm trees, so it's a novelty for me. Particularly if I go on holiday somewhere where there's palm trees, I'm like, yes, loving a palm tree. So yeah, I love palm trees in the game. They look really good. And again, we got, you know, a bunch of new ones. The Lala palm's quite cool. So this area is looking pretty good. I'm happy with how that's looking. I think what we could do, this is just looking a bit bare here, so let's just bulk that out a little bit. Just a bit. I want to be able to see it from the road as well. You know, as you're driving past, you want to go, ooh, I want to go in there. That looks cool. Yeah, Greg, the cherry trees are so nice, aren't they? The blossoms, they're just, oh, Mr. Mason trees. Legendary. Cool, and a bit of undergrowth, and then I think we are pretty much there. I'm conscious that I want to kind of spread the time out over the different areas, so we at least, I'm okay if we don't finish. We can, you know, I can finish the final bit of detailing off the off camera after the stream, but I want to make sure that we don't just stay in one place. We kind of spread it out. Yeah, the Crimson King. The flame color on that spot is so nice. No worries, Cities by Steven, lurking in the background. Lurk away, lurk away. Right, I think here, so we've got our Asian part there. And as I said, we can come back if we've got time at the end, or I can do the last kind of bit off camera, but I'm really happy with how that kind of looks. I think we don't want to go too crazy. We can see, you know, as you're walking along the paths, there's plenty. I love when I see Sims kind of going in and using the assets. It's so cool. Yes. Enjoy the temple. Yeah. We could probably fill a little bit out here, but let's just kind of turn our attention now to this middle part. So this kind of part I've done very formal. So when you come from, this would be the kind of, I guess, main gate, even though the actual main gate of the park is over to the right there. This is kind of the front on kind of look, the main part. We've got the beautiful sort of greenhouse or glass house. And again, that's just the vanilla asset, but what we're going to do, I'm really sorry, but we're gonna take these off. And I think that's okay. I think I'm even gonna go that far. Let's pare it back. Gives us the most options. I'll leave those, they're quite cool, those little kind of statue flower pots, plant pots. So yeah, this is just the vanilla botanical garden asset, and then I've got these ones from the workshop, the Victorian Palm House, and if you've just joined the stream, I was saying earlier that it's so cool because you can actually go inside and there's so much detail. It's so cool, and it's actually based, when you look at the asset here, it's actually inspired by the Victorian Palm House in Edinburgh in Scotland, and I've actually been to that botanical garden and it's pretty much spot on. So I'm super happy to have it in my city. I think it just looks great. It kind of just sits on the shoulder of that botanical garden asset really nicely, and it kind of gives us that kind of symmetry in the middle. Everything's kind of even and mirrored, very formal, very, I would say, kind of European. So hey Mons, great to see you. Thank you so much. How's the party going? It is jumping in here. Thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate it. So we've got this formal bit in the area, and in the middle area, I should say, and I want a kind of European style. I've used these park with tree assets in the background, and or kind of behind the asset, and kind of the idea here, I guess, would be once you come out the back door or the side door, you know, you could come into this kind of formal area with the fountain. It's a functioning park, so we're going to see Sims animated in there, and then I've just joined it with path parks all the way down here so we can just get them moving about. So that's the kind of idea. If we've got time, what I might do is come in here with hedges as well, and almost, I don't want to say a maze because it's not really going to be like that, but almost to kind of give like that boundary so that we build this up like this. Oops, bit wonky there. Bear with me, chat, bear with me. So that when you're walking along here, you can't necessarily see what's in there. You know, the kind of hedge divides it, and it just creates that kind of interest. You know, you kind of think, oh, what's over there? And it's like another place to explore. So, yeah, that's the kind of idea. So what trees are we thinking for these paths down here? So these ones are just the vanilla, the bog standard vanilla ones. What kind of tree? Bearing in mind, we kind of probably want something semi-European, doesn't have to be European, but something in that kind of style. I didn't realize that, Greg. I didn't realize you're the old geezer in Discord. So good to see you. I hadn't realized. Speaking of Discords, if you're not already, in the link, there's a link in the description below to the City of Friends Discord, and myself and my Skyline 6 crew members, we have this Discord together, and it's amazing. The 6 of us, we share this Discord together. We have like this amazing community in there. A lot of the people in the live chat here are from that Discord, and it's just got such a buzz. It's such a great place. So if you're on Discord, I recommend jumping in there and chatting with us. We talk, obviously we're City Skylines mad, so we talk about that, but we talk about other games as well, or we talk about how, you know, just all different things really. So yeah, the link is in the description below. Jump in there, because it is jumping in there as well. It's really good fun. It is, Spuds. There's so many great people in there. It's such a good vibe. It's such a great place to hang out. I'm kind of relatively new to Discord, so I only joined Discord at the start of this year. Kind of in my content creation journey, I thought, okay, I might kind of see what's happening with Discord, and it's great. I love it. You know, it's so good. It's just a way, I don't know, just to chat to people, and kind of just engage with them about, you know, the game that we love or other games. I mean, I'm a gamer at heart. I don't just play City Skylines. Obviously, it's my favorite game, but I play other games as well. So, yeah, me too, Spuds. I'm a newbie at Discord. Every now and again, I'm like, oh, how does that work? Yeah, pets and food, that's the way. No mercy. Pizzas is a popular topic, all about the pizza in the Discord, and debating toppings. Pets, we show off our pets. So I've got a 4-year-old Springer Spaniel, and his name is Hamish. So Hamish features in the pets part of the Discord, and everybody else shares their pets as well, which is really cool. So, what trees? What about these horse chestnuts? Again, it's not really something I use very much. I quite like that it kind of hangs over. We don't want to hang over too much so that, you know, it's hitting people's heads. I don't actually know what region a horse chestnut is from. What region in the world? Let's just grab that off there. Oops, jumpy game. I don't mind that. It's just so nice, as I said before, just getting down on ground level and just seeing what that looks like. Obviously smashing through the branches there, but I just love, you know, I put this fountain in the middle because I just love the fact that, you know, we can start back at this gate and all you see really is that tree line and the fountain in the middle. And then you're just like, wow, where can I go from here? Cool. So let's add some water. And this is probably risky doing, not just on a live stream, but on my first live stream, terraforming and adding water and flooding and doing things like that. I love this game, honestly. Okay, cool. We got it under control. I mean, that's pretty deep. But I think we're okay. To be honest, we'll do another one as well, but before we do, let's pause and grab our water, pop it in the middle. Oh, that wasn't very middle, was it? Take 2. Alrighty, and I'm going to be risky and I'm going to try and get it to the top here, so unpause, let's go. Fast speed. Here we go. Let's flood it. Yay! There we go. Wouldn't be City Skylines without adding water and having a flood. This is hilarious. So we were talking earlier. So I've used a great asset, which is like actually a road, but it looks like a path. So that I could get a road connection to these assets. The downside being that it is an actual road, so people drive on it. Now, I've used Traffic Manager and I've banned, you can see there, I've banned cars, but I think that's actually, to be fair, that's a park maintenance, and I'm fine with that, that's okay. But that is an actual car right there. Terry Young is ignoring the rules and going crazy. And the other funny thing is you'll notice that I was looking at this before and I was thinking, gosh, they're really going really slow. And I hadn't realized that it's actually got a speed limit as well. And it's 5. So it's super slow, which does make sense actually because people are walking along there. So safety first, people. Safety first. Exactly, Joy. Rule breaker. Right, I think I'm happy with the depth of that. We could actually do the next one maybe a little more shallow than that. Let's see. Let's mix it up, chat. Let's mix it up. Oop, jumpy game. Right, let's bring this out here. A much bigger one, I think, on this side. Oops. Pause and water. Let's get that down so we don't flood again, but again, let's risk it and make it as high as we can. I'm all for that when I make water, like, you know, my own kind of water features or lakes or whatever I'm doing. I try and really get that water as close as I can to the top. Yes, Saute, finally I go fast forward. Yes, there's no fast forwarding, there's no speed building, there's nowhere to hide in this live stream. We are live. Would that technically be play then? Play instead of fast forward? Not rewind, play. That one wasn't too bad, it didn't flood. I'm surprised. Cool, I think 2 water features is enough. And then I'm going to be cheeky and I'm going to steal some things from a water feature I did over there. So first of all, rocks. So I either like to go big like this, or another way I really like to do it is, which is really cool, we won't do it on this one, but I've got these rock assets, and if I zoom around in here somewhere, there, these little ones here, and you can kind of put them on the edge like that, which I've seen kind of a lot of builders do, and I kind of do it myself as well. It gives a really cool kind of look, but we're not going for that one on this. We'll go big, I think. We'll mix it up. I am tempting the worst to happen, aren't I? I know, I'm tempting fate. Who does a live stream and puts water in there? I mean, you are asking for trouble, right? Cool. Not too many rocks. Let's scoosh them up a bit. Right, next. Yeah, I know it, actually. Reeds. Now, they won't be vanilla. It did go really well, didn't it? I'm really surprised, actually. I don't think if I did that again, it would work the same way. You know what I mean? I think it did well. Come in with some reeds. I should have got maybe a duck asset from the workshop and put a duck in the middle of our pond here. Next time. Next time. I'm probably going a little crazy here outside of the water. I think probably we wouldn't see as much maybe out of the water. Reeds probably need water. And our weeping willows do too, but we kind of just turned a blind eye to that. But let's get a little bit of realism in here. Let's not go too crazy. Don't worry, Gail, I always flood mine as well. And you know, when I do my kind of normal videos on the channel and things like that, I usually cut that out. But yeah, I don't think I've done. I think the worst one that happened, if I quickly jump over here, is when I made Hallandale and I did this canal through here. And I think it's the same for everybody. You just can't build a canal in this game without flooding everything. The only saving grace is this, in order to kind of get this to sit, so the water level, I really wanted it to kind of sit close to the edge of the kind of canal like that. So I lowered this area down and put a retaining quay wall in. So that was the only saving grace in this kind of area, because when it did flood, that quay wall kind of kept it in, so the rest of the city didn't flood. So yeah, but happens to the best of us. Don't worry, you're not alone. Hey, that's a good idea, No Mercy. Canoes? Renting canoes out? Absolutely. Now the question is, can I find them? Actually, probably the fastest way is going to be this way. Shall we set a couple of canoes here? There we go. Maybe just lift them up off the grass a little bit there. I mean, really? Come on, fast forward. And what are we thinking? A little... Now we're lucky because this is a road, so we can actually put assets down here. Oh, vanilla assets. Too big. Too big. Actually, would we get away with this? It's a shame it's got a car park on it. We know what we can do with that. Oh dear, there. See, when you're looking for something and it's right in front of your face. Always the way. That's really cool. That's cool, Greg. Yeah, I've seen those water park assets. How cool are those? Like, that is next level. So cool. Let's get a path. We'll use a dirt one. And the good thing about these road paths here is you can actually put paths next to them and see. I'll just grab the node. They join on, so people will actually walk down here and down there if there was something for them to go to. So yeah, it's cool. Love it. Let me get that industrial fence off the back as well. Cool idea, No Mercy. Loving that. And this can be like the rental shop. And what we could do is pop a hedge around it, because we're in a botanical garden. Let's not put like an industrial fence around it. Let's go in with a hedge. And then we love some crate props. Probably a canoe or two here as well to show off the wares. Those water park builds were amazing. There were so many cool ones. I loved it. So cool. Rightio. Cool. Awesome. So we've got our canoes for hire there. We've got our little lake here. You can canoe on. Looking good. Probably what we want to do is just go in with a few trees. And I love these ones. So these are part of the map and I use them absolutely everywhere because I love them. And there's actually two varieties. There's that one, which is not that tree. Yeah, so it's a vanilla live oak. And then there's also, if I can find it here, it's really subtle. It's really subtle in terms of color difference. There's actually a Mr. Mason one. Probably if I just do live oak here, it would actually be quicker. There we go. So that's a Mr. Mason one as well, and it's just slightly lighter. And what I love is using, well, you can see by the numbers there, there's 120,000 of the vanilla ones and 16,500 of the Mr. Mason assets. And I like them because I do them in little clusters like that. And there's just that kind of really just subtle kind of color difference to it. And then we can just change the size of them. Cool. Hey Stiletto, how you doing? Thank you so much for dropping in. I really appreciate it. Oh, you're on your lunch break, brilliant. Thank you so much for dropping by. Very greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, Joy. I really appreciate that. Cool. I think we're happy with that. I like the reeds. We could probably even grab... Let's see. I've got these, as I said before, so many sort of undergrowth assets. No, I don't think that actually goes. Let's leave it. Less is more. Cool. Perfect. Right, that's taking shape. And then I think we probably... What we could do is a bit of a move it magic. And just kind of bolster these around here. These ones, I think they're actually, what do they come up as? These ones come up as buildings, which I find really weird. No. You know, when all else fails, pick a mod. Awesome. Oh yes, Stiletto. Daily Dose of City Skylines. You are not wrong there. Such a great game. I think it's going to be one of those games, you know, that like totally is just like goes into the Hall of Fame almost. I don't know if there is a Hall of Fame of games, but you know, it just gets kind of like a legendary status. I know we've got City Skylines 2 on the horizon and I'm super pumped for that as well. But yeah, I think City Skylines 1's always going to have a soft spot in my heart. Cool, so I brought those kind of Asian style trees out just a little bit around the temple, and then I think we just need to almost delineate here with a couple of these as well. And again, like Spud said earlier, it's a botanical garden, so we can get away with mixing trees like this. We probably wouldn't get away with it everywhere. Cool. And then it just gives us that kind of, we've got this European vibe going on. We can sort of sit here and we go, ooh, what's that over there? It's the Asian temple. Awesome. Greg's saying there is a Hall of Fame for games. Is there really? I didn't actually know that. Tell me more. Tell me more. While I plant a tree or two. I'm going to change the size of these. You're not alone, Stiletto. I think, you know, especially in this chat, with all these amazing people. We are all the same as you. We are City Skylines obsessed. We love it. And that's what I love about this community as well. We're just, you know, all coming together over our love for this game, and it's such a cool game. Right, let's get some hedges on the go. Straighten that up. Here we go. Vanilla hedges, vanilla hedges. There we are. Oh, come on. Awesome. You are so right, Gail. City Skylines rules. I think we'll do a side on this, and then I think we'll pretty much leave it, because I think we're at risk of turning it into some kind of hedge maze. Oh, an outdoor event or wedding. Great idea. Great idea. What about here? So this comes with its own almost like rotunda. So let's see what we can do. So Joy has suggested a place for an outdoor event or a wedding. I'll put a little bit of concrete, but not go crazy. And I think if we hedge that off, because a botanical garden would be an amazing place. Actually, you know what we could do here? Let's change our mind, which I often do, and that's okay. We can change our minds. We want to come in here with decals. Oops. And I think vanilla decals, and yeah, I'm feeling that much more. It almost kind of does blend in with the, I do like that though. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Yeah, Drakkard, I agree. Those stone decals, they look so good with the grass between them. I love them. And exactly, No Mercy. It's such a great idea. And then you've got the entire botanical garden. You could get your photos done anywhere. You could get some photos done in the Asian area, some in the African area, against the fountain in the middle. So what else do we need here? Flowers. Let's pull that there. And just a little bit of, you know, just a tiny bit of privacy, but not too much. So the ceremony could be there. And then if we go there, yeah. Nice. Cool. Right. Let's see what flowers we've got. And I have tons and tons to choose from. We'll do a little something in here. A little garden bed. Let's go. Oops. Let me just turn this off. clicking too many things too quickly. Yeah. Nice. I love these as well, and they're green. They're really sometimes a little hard to see, but I always think that, you know, with a spot of color like this, it's nice, but I love adding kind of green around the edge. I do run the risk of spending hours doing this, I think is my problem. I love detailing in City Skylines. I do need a wedding cake. I do, absolutely. I don't have one downloaded from the workshop. Thank you, Stiletto. That's very kind. Thank you so much. Yeah, I need a cake next time. I'll maybe add it in later. Great suggestion, Joy. We'll come down here with these. Even though they're kind of hedged off and you don't really see them. I just love doing sort of little repeated patterns like that. Even though if you were in here you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't see it from there, but we know it's there and that's enough. Good shout, Stiletto. I don't think I've got wine bottles, but we do definitely have a table. Let's see what we've got. Vanilla. Probably not gonna have what we want. You could almost use that to. Hold on, it's a bit. I do love mid-century modern, but it's a bit modern. Hold on a second. I mean, that's not fancy enough for that. Oh, that is quite cute. It's not really fancy enough though for a wedding, you know what I mean? I'm just thinking, you know, somewhere where they can sit and sign the register and everything that you do. I maybe need to download something. Let me just see if we've got any custom assets. Quickly, let's see. Yeah, I think that's too. It's the menu card in the middle. It's not really appropriate. There's some in the workshop. Good shout. Right, we'll do that. Thank you, Stiletto. That's brilliant. I'll pop a little table in there, some wine bottles. Awesome. We'll do that. Perfect. Looking good. Looking good. So if we're tricky here and I say that, and usually when I say that, it's when this doesn't work, but why not? Let's live on the edge. Live on the edge. Cool. And I'm not gonna, you know, I was thinking maybe put hedges down that side as well to kind of square that off, but I think just leaving it, to be honest, because if I swing around and we get down, yeah, I like that you can kind of see in there, but not really. You just get hints of it. I don't want to block it off altogether. It's lovely. I love this park. It's so underrated. It's just a park with trees. It's huge. Here, I think, yeah, park with trees. It just looks really weird because I've bobbed all the trees off. And that way, I can just do anything I want with it, and I love it. Little fountain, and look at that. Look at that. Heather is living their best life, sitting on the edge of the fountain in Amity Botanical Gardens. Oh, thank you so much, Joy. I really, really appreciate that. That's so kind. I'm not sure we'll get it all finished in this stream, but you know, I think we'll get almost there. And as I said, I can touch up some last bits, and then in the next video I'll show the end result if we don't get there. Yes, No Mercy. It does sound ridiculous, doesn't it? No Mercy's just said, I find it amusing that you bobbed all the trees out of the park with trees. I love that. Park with trees, and I've just gotten rid of all the trees. Yeah. Nothing is safe with me and Bob. Nothing is safe. I'm going to bob as much as I can off. Oh, thank you so much, Stiletto. So we've got this one here, which we did with reeds and rocks, and then No Mercy suggested we should have these to rent, canoes. Couldn't think of that there for a second. Canoes to rent. And so over here we'll have a little rental place, and rent your canoes, rent on the lake. And then we've got another one over here, and I'm thinking we want to do something different. Let's go in with those other rocks that I said before. Here we are. Yeah, we'll do a kind of different rocks around on this one. Exactly, Greg. No floods. We managed to avoid utter chaos, which is a miracle, to be honest. It's a miracle because we know water in City Skylines 1. To be honest though, I don't know about everybody else, but like things like when it, you put water in and it floods, like I've grown to love these things. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Stiletto. I said I wish I had a duck for that pond. Yep. And a bridge over the middle would be stunning. Good idea. Thank you so much. Love the ideas. This chat is jumping off. Oh, thank you so much, Arte. That's so kind. Would probably be still going at 4 AM in the morning. I can't believe we've been going for 90 minutes. That's so cool. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining on. Honestly, I think, when it's your first live stream, it's always a little bit daunting. Just in terms of if it's not something you've done before or... Yeah, so I'm super appreciative of everybody who's joined and also everybody who will be watching the VOD later on. Thank you so much, honestly. So a few more trees around this one. It's a bit more formal with the rocks there. And probably what we could actually do to make it, almost like rough it up. I have some grass. I have tons of grass, as you can see. You know what? I actually have it in a brush. This one. Cool. Right, let's go. Just make it a little wild. I know this is the entrance, so I kind of just want to keep this a little bit open. I think it's a little formal, and maybe not go wild here, and just kind of keep that away. But just a little bit of grass, just a little bit. We need to fix these trees here. While I see it, before I forget. Cool. Yeah, just a little bit of grass. Pull it back a little bit. Again, just don't want to keep it too close to the path because I just want formal and informal areas. Yes, exactly, No Mercy. Flooding the entire map is basically a CS initiation ritual. Yeah. You're not living unless you flood part of your map, you know. It's an experience. Oh my goodness, it's so true. Cool. Now, Africa biome. What are we thinking? I actually have it's unused. I've not used it before. We could do something like this. Maybe not everywhere, but just another academic year's over, it seems. Just kind of here. And I'm okay with the grass, actually. I'm not bothered by that. I think just a touch of sand on here, because Bob to the rescue again. Sorry flower tree, sorry green tree. No to the bush. I'm okay with the palm, and I'm okay with that one. No worries, Stiletto. Thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hey Will, how you doing? How's it going? Thanks for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. You're very kind, Ote. Thank you so much. So yeah, 2 seconds. Let's get rid of this concrete here. I'm okay with the grass. Less so with the concrete spilling in there. And want to avoid that. What we could actually do with the magic of Move It is change the size and move them about. Oops. And I think that's alright. I'm okay with a bit of grass along there because, I mean, as I said before, it is a botanical garden at the end of the day. So again, what we can do is I can come back again later and just finish off the edging of that sand, but just to give us the kind of concept here. And then what we can do is, I mean, this is sort of, I guess, an African type area, but this isn't really cacti. I suppose it's not necessarily an African thing. But we could do like a desert biome just around this one. Mix it up with different sizes. And let's see what grass we have. We kind of want something, nah, too much. Yeah, a little bit like dry. Yeah, those palms don't really sit there, do they? Let's stop kidding ourselves and we can remove those two. Let's go all out. Yeah, well, I know it sometimes happens to me, but what I've noticed lately is, so I can take this, I obviously can resize it with Move It, and I've got prop control going on as well. And so then if I make it this big and I copy it, it does start off big like this, so it's really like confusing, but actually when I drop it, it's actually the size. which is really weird. It never used to do that. I don't know if that's like maybe a change in the mod or something like that. It's weird. Cool. Bit of a desert biome. Bob to the rescue on this one as well. The thing is, some of these, the palms I'm okay with, but some of these, yeah, apple tree out, green tree out, date palm's fine, tree variant, number 2 gone, number 3 gone, bush gone, leaving in the palms. Yeah, that's right, Spuds. It never used to do that. It's weird. I don't know if that's a change or... Actually, let's just go in here and use some of these palms. And the irony is not lost that I literally just bobbed that exact palm off that asset and now I'm just putting it on this one. So the irony is not lost. This one's a great one, the La La Palm. I just love that we have, you know, so many different varieties of palm, if you're a palm fan, that is. Probably want to make that a bit smaller as well, so we're not blocking the entire view there. Yeah, you still want to see out. Thanks so much, Chris. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, try it out, Spuds. Honestly, as I said, it's really deceiving because when you first copy and paste it, it looks like it's the original size, but it will actually paste to that smaller size. So have a shot. It's a game changer. What is that surface, by the way? It looks like grass or something, but it's shiny, so I don't know if I actually do want to go in with like ground cover because I'm not. So, I mean, it's obviously disappearing, but we can change that with prop control. But because it's shiny, I don't think I think we'll just leave it. It almost does need something though, you know what I mean? What are we thinking? Yeah, so No Mercy on the keyboard, it's the comma and the full stop, or if you were holding shift it would be left and right arrow, but obviously don't hold shift, you just need to tap it without shift. But yeah, it's the comma and the full stop. The comma makes it smaller. We'll do it just now. Comma makes it smaller, full stop makes it bigger. And I just use that so much because like when I'm putting trees around like this, you know, when I'm just copying and pasting them, they're all different sizes, and you know, sometimes I really want to control what size the trees are because I think it just looks a little bit more organic if they're just kind of different sizes. Like these two are the same size. To me, it just looks a little bit strange. Cool, got a little bit of desert. What we could even do, let's see if this works as well. It's a stream for trying new things. So this is just sand, but I don't know what it's going to look like, so let's try it together. Risky, but... Oh yeah, no, I don't know about that. I think if I could control it more... I don't really like how that looks. That's brilliant, Gail. I'm so glad you learned something new. It's cool when you learn something new. I still learn stuff new all the time. Like, you know, with different mods, and you know, you see somebody do like a shortcut or something like that, and yeah, it's cool. And the community is so cool. Everybody helps each other. It's brilliant. So I left that, I was going to take that off, but I'm going to leave that rhododendron there. Because what we can do is we can just add to it. It is, Will, isn't it? It's just amazing. We were saying that earlier, the CS community is just something else. It's really just not like, you know, other games. I mean, I'm not in Discords for other games at all, but, you know, why would I go anywhere else? Because this community is just, it's amazing, and it's, you just don't see that in other games. I mean, I'm a gamer, so I do play other games, but yeah, it's just, everyone is so nice and helpful if you've got a question or, you know, like, you're not sure about something. It's just, that's what I love. It sure is joy. It sure is special. Cool. And we've done a bit of this rhododendron at the back, but because this building is all glass, it's magnificent. It's so interesting. You'd be looking out on these wonderful little clusters of flowers. Holy smokes, Biffa! Hello! How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining my stream. How are you doing? Really good, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing good. Great to hear that you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. The first live stream, so I was a little nervous at first, but I think we're good. I think we're good. So I'm building a botanical garden, just to do a bit of a recap, and this is what we've got so far. So a mixture of vanilla assets, a couple of custom ones in there, and we're doing different kind of areas. So I've got an Asian area over here, an African over there, and a European in the middle, and I think it's coming together quite nice. I'm not sure we'll finish it by the end of the stream. We'll probably wrap things up in about 20 minutes or so. That'll be 2 hours, and I think that's a good amount. So yeah, but as I said, I'll finish what we don't get done today. I'll finish the rest off camera, and we'll make sure it's in the beginning of the next video. So what we could do, we could actually get more sand. We could do just a little. Bear with me, chat, bear with me. There's method to my madness here. So, tropical grass and trees. And then tropical grasses. That's way too heavy. And we could just add those in. Thanks so much, Biffa, I really appreciate it. I think it's coming together so well. Love a good botanical garden. There's so many good ones in the UK. We are spoilt for choice. Thanks so much, Cities by Steven, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Joy. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's actually been so much fun. I think I was so nervous, just being at the first one. I wasn't sure, would, people chat and would it be engaging and stuff. But yeah, it's just been amazing. It's been so much fun. So I definitely will do it again. That is for sure. And if there's appetite for it, we could do it once a month or once every now and again. It's just been super. Let's get these palm trees out of the way here. I think we've gone a bit heavy there. Hold on. Crikey. Hey Gaming Brand, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Thanks for joining us. Thanks so much, Will. I really appreciate it. So yeah, we've got our kind of African theme over here. We've gone a little bit deserty with the palms. We've got a little cluster there. I think probably what we could do in this area, I kind of feel I want to put another water, risk another lake, but no, let's not do it. We've got two. Two's enough. We can just do clusters of kind of trees. Do you know what? I'm just going to take those out again. The beauty of a live stream, we can't just... I don't know if it's me, but sometimes the forest brush, I think just using Move It gives me so much more control. That's my OCD coming out, probably. Hey Tim, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. You doing okay? Awesome. So back down to ground level again. Let's have a bit of a... Yeah. Again, not too heavy with the trees. Enough to kind of shield the view, but you can still see the lake. You can still see something's going on over there. Oh, what's that? I want to go over there and see that. So I think probably a little bit of undergrowth. Can't go wrong with a bit of undergrowth. And then, as I said earlier, I think leaving parts sort of, green spaces, again, just looking at like kind of Kew Gardens, there's kind of lots of areas that are just left like that, just green spaces, which just looks so nice. No worries, Fly. Not a problem at all. Go into lurk mode, that is not a problem. Totally understand. Hey Paul, how you doing? Oh my goodness, great to see you. Thanks so much. It's really coming along. Don't know if I'll get it all finished in the stream, but we'll get almost there. I think we've got 15 minutes left, so we'll see what we can do with that 15 minutes. Is there anything anybody specifically wants to see or do in that 15 minutes? Is there anything we should add in, do you think? Is there something you want to add to the build? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Tim. How horrible. 4 stitches as well. Goodness me. Hopefully you feel better soon and hopefully it's on the mend. Thanks so much, Flyvox. Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's turned out really nice. I'm really happy with it. Add a mandala garden, please. Brilliant, Tim. Do you know, I don't know if my skills stretch to that level of a mandala garden, but maybe we could do something in here with patterns of flowers. So I could maybe come back off stream, just finish it up and put it in the next video, and put patterns of flowers here and here either side, and do something creative like that. We'll do that for you. No problem at all. Thanks so much, Gaming Brain. Oh, good idea. So you think this area here, Joy? A botanical museum? Do we have an asset? Do we have an asset? Is there actually... Goodness me. Is there actually a botanical museum? No. Oh, this. Oh, wow, that's huge. That is huge. That is enormous. Is that the one you mean, Joy? Probably avoid that, if I'm honest. Yeah, maybe too big. I like the idea though. We could always stick it across the road, you know. Right, I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna pop it there, and I know there's a train line running behind it, but I'm gonna pop it there to remind me to include it. In fact, what we could do is we could move it down here, somewhere along there. And that will remind me to come back and do something with that as well. Such a cool asset as well. These are great. These African and miniature buildings, they're so underrated. I love this one, and I love how the people come and kind of mill around outside, and I've kind of put a path around it and kind of just hidden it under there so they go round and up the stairs. It's really cool. Someone said a picnic spot. Yeah, we are actually lacking. We are actually lacking. Let's see. Let's see what we can do in 10 minutes. Oh. Let's have a look. Decals, decals. Awesome. Right, what I'm going to do is use a gravel path. Take it out from somewhere here into the middle. Zoom way too close. Tricky to line these up. Here we go. The joys of Move It. Want to make both of them red if they're going to be red. And then vanilla fencing. Cool. We'll put some fencing. Whoa, way too long. Oh, that's... Stand by, chat, stand by. It's all gone horribly wrong. 2 seconds. Let's try that again, shall we? I think I had it before and I keep clicking. There we go. And probably the lower fence. Oh, that's the same height. Is there a lower one? Higher, higher. No, that is the low one. So take these, spin them around, whack them on the side, get the high one, and that along there, take those wee guys out. Pop the shorter ones on the sides. Awesome. Might even just do one on the front one side and not on the other side. Just to spice it up a little bit. Oh, these dinky ones are good. Right. Barbies. Gotta have a Barbie, mate. My incredibly bad Australian accent, even though I actually am Australian. Yeah, barbecue, let's go fly. And then we'll go in between. There we go, plenty of seating. For your barbecue. Couple of bins quickly, and let's put some rhododendrons. And here we go. It is a cozy spot play, isn't it? I'd definitely come here for a Barbie. And like in the middle of a botanical garden. Yes. Let's do it. And then just loose clusters of flowers. It doesn't need to be formal. Totally chill, totally informal. I think we'd probably want to put a few trees around the back. Just as a kind of bit of a shelter from that noisy car park, but not too many. Just kind of like that. So it's a little secluded, but not, you know, it doesn't block those views that I just said. No. Bonza, mate. Piffer, that's brilliant. Bonza, mate. Hey, gang. Oh. It's so funny. I've lived in the UK for so long, and I live up in Scotland, so I've got this weird hybrid accent now. So I say some words Australian, some words Scottish. Like good. It's a weird sort of hybrid accent now. I don't know what's going on. Awesome. How's that for a picnic area? I'm kind of leaving this bit in this kind of sort of part blank here. We'll maybe, as I said off camera, come back and do some undergrowth and just tidy it up a little bit. But yeah, how's that for a picnic spot? Awesome. I really want to go visit this botanical garden. Thanks, Flyfox. Thank you. Me too, Joy. I'd love to visit. So, if we've got 4 minutes or so left, I mean, it's not an absolute hard stop, but yeah, and that's 2 hours, and I'm really appreciative of everybody joining the live stream. Let's have a swing around our botanical gardens. Coming in the main gate, we've got these beautiful assets here. Yeah, me too, Fly. Thanks so much, Cities by Steven. You've got this awesome promenade down here with that fountain in the middle. Then we branch off to our sort of African area, which is our work in progress. We just need to finish that off with these assets here. What a view. I would too, Gaming Brain. I'd love to visit. Thanks so much, Gayo. And then our Japanese area. So we've got our Chinese garden, our Japanese garden, our temple, our Korean temple, absolutely, Spuds. I'm blown away, honestly. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined, honestly. Thanks so much, Chris. So, let's get a nice view here. Let me catch up on some chat just before we finish up. Thanks so much, Spuds. Thanks so much, Greg. I really appreciate it. It's so great to have you here. I really appreciate your support. Thanks so much, Gaming Brain. Thanks so much, No Mercy. I think we got a fair amount done for the first stream. I was a little bit worried. I thought, we're going to get all this done. We're going to get everything. Thanks so much, Arte. Thanks, Spuds. It's cool. Oh, that would be great, Joy. If there's an appetite for it, I'd love to do this again. It would be really good. Maybe once a month or, every 6 weeks or so. That would be cool in between kind of videos. And yeah, that'd be great. And no floods, Greg. No floods. Miraculously. Thanks, Cities by Steven. It's cracking. Actually, let's go one better. Hold on. Quickly. We'll go one better. Whoa. Let's get a bit of sunset going. Yeah, now we're talking. Thanks so much, Jacket. Thanks so much, Biff. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you for stopping by my stream, honestly. Really appreciate it. Yes, Flybox. Yeah, let's do it again. It's been awesome. I have, Gaming Brain. It's been brilliant fun, honestly. As I said, a little bit nervous at the beginning, but then, yeah, you've all made it extra special, so thank you. Thanks, Spuds. Exactly, Greg. Sunsets. Me too, Spuds. The game is so underrated at nighttime. The views are spectacular. It's such a great city. I should even... Here we go. Let's get some night view. Because the sun sets or rises the other direction, we'll drop it at the back like that. There we go. Such a great city. I love it. Yeah, Paul. Absolutely. Cracker. Cracker, mate. Thanks so much, Ote. Yeah, any likes, comments, It's all very much appreciated to help me with the Lord of the Algorithm. Or Barbie. Spot on, Paul. Spot on. Thanks so much, Gail. Exactly. Thank you, Flybox. Coming from somebody who's quite experienced fly, that's great feedback. So I've just reread that. Face palm. It never goes away is what you've actually said there. Goodness me. I've just been a total noob there. There you go. Showing my noobness. Well, you don't show a fly. Awesome. Well, thanks so much again, everybody. I really appreciate it. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. It's been so much fun, and I'll catch you next time. You have a great weekend, and yeah, take care.